My fiancé Ryan told me real love meant sacrifice, mine, never his. When I hesitated to quit my job, he canceled my health insurance, so he warned me, but I thought she was jealous. The night I collapsed at work, Ryan said I embarrassed him. That was 4 months ago. Now, I'm testifying against him and his mother, and this time, I'm not shaking. 3 weeks before the engagement, Ryan scrolled through my phone while I was in the shower. Just making sure you're safe, he said, smiling. I laughed it off, but Zoe looked horrified. She mentioned boundaries, but I brushed it aside. He had never hit me. He bought me roses that night. I thought it was love. Looking back, that was the first time I felt like I was being watched, not cherished. 2 days before my birthday, Ryan canceled my girls' night with Zoe. I planned something better, he said, and booked us a couples retreat I never asked for. I smiled for photos, posted them online, and captioned it blessed. Inside, I felt trapped. Zoe texted, "You okay?" I replied with a heart emoji. Later, I learned he had called my boss to say I was mentally unstable. I found out months later after the damage was done. After I missed a critical work meeting due to the retreat, my boss Mark sat me down. "Are you okay?" he asked gently. I lied, said I had food poisoning. That night, Ryan screamed at me for being disloyal and tossed my phone against the wall. Zoe found me crying in the bathroom the next day. She handed me a prepaid phone. "In case you ever need to disappear," she whispered. That seed of fear and freedom was planted. Linda, Ryan's mother, began showing up unannounced. She'd clean my cabinets, comment on my weight, and say, "You're not taking care of him right." I felt erased in my own home. Zoe offered to confront her, but Ryan warned, "Family's off limits." I stopped answering Zoe's calls. One day, I opened my journal to find pages ripped out. Ryan shrugged. "Must've been the dog." We didn't have one. That night, I slept with the prepaid phone under my pillow. I tried quitting my job to avoid more arguments, but Mark refused my resignation. "This isn't you," he said, sliding a therapist's card across the desk. I tore it up when I got home. Ryan smiled. "Good girl." That night, he smashed my laptop for not locking the front door. I told Zoe I tripped. She didn't believe me. She left a note in my purse. "Your story matters. When you're ready, I'll be here." Ryan installed cameras in every room except the bathroom. "For safety," he said. I nodded, but I stopped singing in the kitchen, stopped talking on the phone. Zoe warned me it was illegal. Linda said, "You should be grateful." I stopped calling my parents at work. I was quieter, slower. Mark asked if I needed time off. I said no, I didn't want to be alone. The cameras blinked red every night. They never stopped recording. Neither did he. After Ryan broke my wrist during an argument about groceries, he took me to a clinic 2 towns over. "Tell them you felt," he whispered. I did. The nurse gave me a long look, then handed me a pamphlet on domestic violence folded into my discharge papers. I hid it in my boot. That night, Zoe called from a blocked number. "Say one word if you're not safe." I whispered, "Dog." It was the code we agreed on. Zoe picked me up from work in silence, at her apartment. Officer Ramirez waited. He listened, recorded, and handed me a restraining order form. "We'll need proof," he said. We planned for weeks. I slept on Zoe's couch, jumpy at every sound. Vanessa, a new physical therapy patient of Zoe's, agreed to help. She had her own scars. We baited Ryan with a fake email about security footage. He fell for it. I couldn't finish the whole story in this short. The full story is on my channel and linked below.